All right, welcome back to writing. Today we are working on introductions, and I know I just brought it up to my class and they all said, wait, we're not done typing, we're not done typing. You're fine, okay? So we've been working so far on the rest of the outline. So this part might look like the top, okay? Our introduction paragraph on all your outlines said this, and I told you to skip it, right? And then we worked on all the body paragraphs first. That is how I always write, because I don't think I can introduce what I'm writing about until I've written it. That's just how my brain thinks. So now that we know our person, we're going to be able to go back through and do these 3 bullet points, and you can write an introduction. So I will take about 10 minutes to remind you all how to do this and how to hook our reader, which you guys are really good at. We worked on hooking our reader last fall. And if you remember this poster with the fish hook and all this, okay, hooking our reader is the first thing you have to do. Why do you think it's important that the first sentence of our entire research paper is a hook? Noah?
So the reader doesn't say, I don't want this book, and just doesn't read it.
Yeah, you've all read a book like that, right? You read the first sentence or two and you're like, nope, that's a dud, okay? You don't want your reader thinking that about your paper because you've worked so hard on it. So we talked before about 5 really good ways to hook your reader. So the first one, using dialogue, and you can see right here, even teachers make spelling mistakes. I always forget where that U goes. So dialogue is when you say like maybe a quote that someone said. Now that's a little harder, so if you're not confident doing that, don't worry about that one. You could start by asking a question. So I'm using Madam C.J. Walker as my example. So a question I could ask, remember, she is the one that became very wealthy, the first black millionaire woman, first millionaire woman of any kind. So I might say something about, did you know the first female millionaire was from Indiana? She was, okay? Do you see how, Do you see how all of you just kind of went, she is? Did that hook your attention?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could start with a question. I could start by describing the setting, okay? What were the settings like for most of these people we're learning about? If we want to talk about the setting in which they lived and grew up. Abby?
Maybe they lived and grew up in the very old times.
Okay, how are things different when most of our people grew up than for us? Angie?
Because maybe they're from a different place and maybe they dress different and maybe they're an African American and they...
That's what I want to focus on, so talk more about that. Why would it be different for them growing up as African Americans? How would that be a big part of their story?
Because maybe they grew up in slave times and maybe one of them got kidnapped and they worked as a slave.
Okay, so the setting in which our stories take place is very important. Madam C.J. Walker was not alive during slave times, but she still dealt with segregation. So I could use that as a fact to set, or a setting to set up my story. What is onomatopoeia? You guys like this one. Okay, that's a sound word. So maybe if you're doing a basketball person, you could start it off with like, swoosh, he set the record for whatever, okay? Does anyone have another way you could think to use sound words to start your paper? I'm thinking of a couple of you. Like any of you where someone had to go to school, could you start the whole thing like, ring, ring the class bell or the tardy bell rang in the hallways as little Ruby Bridges tried to walk to class, okay? You could use onomatopoeia. How else could we, Noah?
Like if you have a basketball player, you can dribble, dribble. That's what you have to do when you're
Okay.
on the court.
Dribble, dribble down the court. Eric?
You could still use swoosh when it with a batter.
Okay.
Because if you swing really hard, you can swoosh. I can actually do that.
Yeah, you can. You could say like crack of the bat as he hit the home run, okay? Cadence?
Boom.
Boom, okay? There's lots of different things we can use, okay? So onomatopoeia, that is a good way to start your story because instantly everyone visualizes and hears that sound. Quentin? All right. The fifth way, give a fact, okay? And this is kind of an easy way if you're getting really confused. So if I'm doing Madam C.J. Walker, I might say, before she was alive, there were not any hair products for certain groups of people. So I could kind of take that route and use a fact. Did you guys think it was pretty cool that she had a convertible and was driving it around? Okay, I could use something like that as a fact. So whatever your first sentence is, it needs to be exciting. All right, now of everything I've talked about, I think the thing I liked the most for my person was asking that question. Did you know the first female millionaire was from Indiana? Okay, or lived in Indianapolis. So for my topic sentence, that is my first sentence of my paper. That's what I'm going to write. All right. And when you first talk about your person, should you just say their first name, their last name, or their whole name?
Their whole name.
Their whole name. Okay, and as you write, you can just use their last name. Okay, so some of you that aren't listening right now, when you go back and edit, you're going to need to go back through and make sure. Like, I don't want to call her CJ. I'm not friends with her like that, right? Okay, it's more respect to write last name. So first, I'll say her whole name, Madam C.J. Walker.
Is her name actually Madam? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Madam.
And you know what? I didn't even write. I'm so distracted. I wrote not what I'm thinking. I'm writing a question, Mrs. Hare. Did you know?
Did you know that?
Shh, Eric. Did you know that the first... All right. Did you know that the first female millionaire was from Indiana? Okay. I'm writing kind of fast and sloppy, but I just want to make sure we get the picture. Okay. So that's my hook. That's my topic sentence. You all need one. It needs to get your reader's attention. So arguably maybe one of the most important sentences of your whole paper. Okay? Now what does it say I need next? Underneath my topic sentence, what do I do next? Abby? Detail sentences. Try to squeeze in two. So for me, did you know that the first female millionaire was from Indiana? Do I need to tell my reader a bit more what I'm talking about with my question? So that's what I'm going to write next. I will say, Madam C.J. Walker Madam C.J. Walker made her fortune, remember we want to use really good words, made her fortune selling beauty products.
Is a fortune like a job?
A fortune, if you have a lot of money, you have a fortune. So I could have said Madam C.J. Walker made all of her money selling beauty products, but she made a fortune selling beauty products. Okay, now what have I not brought up in this introduction paragraph that is the entire reason we're doing these research papers? Hayden?
For Black History.
Okay. Do I need to mention somewhere in my introduction something about the fact that she's an African American? Yes. Okay, we need to make sure that that's in here. Did you know that the first female millionaire was from Indiana? Madam C.J. Walker made her fortune selling beauty products. She made products for Black Americans. I didn't capitalize. Sorry, I'm writing real fast. Because, and then when we write, we're not going to do B/C, I'm just being quick. Because she knew these products didn't exist.
Because she tried.
Okay, so I've got my two detailed sentences. That was my second job I had to do. Last thing in the introduction, you need to wrap it up so your reader is ready to learn. So I need to read what I've got and think, what do I need to say last so my reader is ready to learn all about Madam C.J. Walker? So I'm going to read this aloud, and then I want you all to help me think about what we could say last. Did you know that the first female millionaire was from Indiana? Madam C.J. Walker made her fortune selling beauty products. She made products for Black Americans because she knew these products didn't exist. Now, I still haven't actually mentioned that she is an African American, so that needs to be part of my last sentence. What do you think, Cadence? Okay, so I could say, as a famous African American, Madam C.J. Walker made a big difference in her community. Can I say something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. As an important African American woman, Okay, and now this is when I don't have to say Madam C.J. Walker. I can just say Walker. So anytime throughout the rest of your paper, you can use their last name if you want. As an important African American woman, Walker made positive impacts in her community. You also could have said other things. That's the great thing about words. There's so many choices. Okay, so that's your third job. All right, now, if you are not ready to type your introduction, that would mean you're not done typing all your body paragraphs. So first step, you need to finish typing your body paragraphs. Second step, I'm going to wait for everyone in my class to get settled and listen better. Those at home, I hope you're listening better. Once you're done typing all your body paragraphs, then you're going to go back and do your introduction, okay? So I walked through it. If you've listened, this shouldn't be too bad. How many sentences should you have at least? Hayden?
5.
I only have 4. So 4 is fine. If you want to have 5, that would be okay. Angie?
6.
That would be okay. You just want to make sure everything's important, right? We don't want random facts. Noah? As many that make sense, you need at least 4. Okay? Josiah?
1,000.
That would be a little much for your introduction. Eric?
That's an S.
Eric? Shh, I'm calling on Eric. I only have 1.
Can I do 1?
Okay, no more silly questions. We're in the middle of taking a serious lesson. All right. So with that, if you are ready to start your introduction, that's what you're going to do today. If you are still typing, you need to finish up all your body paragraphs. And if you are still researching and haven't started typing, that needs to become homework all week, okay? We're going to try to have our papers done Friday. So if you are way behind, you need to pick up your pace, all right? Thank you, friends at home. I will see you later.